Hello there everyone, my name is Kirsten. So we are finally in December, so that of course particularly means that I am going to be doing another November monthly favorites video. Now, I know this was a little bit late, but last week I really wanted to get my final vacation vlog up and running first before I could go ahead and post this video in particular. So that is exactly what I'm doing right now actually. And as a matter of fact, it is a slight bit chilly outside, but it's not like completely hot out either, which is actually pretty nice out. And I thought I would go outside and film again today because I haven't done that since April. But anyway, so I just thought I would come out here real fast just to do a little monthly favorites video again. And in the meantime, I also took my dog outside for her to just go run around outside and stuff. But anyway, with all that random chatter that I have just carried on about, I am gonna go ahead and dive right on into my monthly favorites for November. Alright, so to begin with some of the books that I finally had a chance to read, well, the whole entire year so far I haven't really particularly read any books or whatnot, but finally for the last month of November I finally had a chance to pick up a book and actually read it. So I'm in the middle of reading this book actually, and as a matter of fact I'm currently in the middle of reading chapter 11 I believe, and that book in particular is known as It by, of course, Stephen King. To be honest with you, I had a chance to watch both the original and the remake of the movie, and I decided that I wanted to go ahead and pick up this book and actually give it a read. Now, reading this book so far, there was a lot of details from this book that hasn't been added into the original or the remake, which of course I will talk about in a separate video sometime very soon, hopefully. And of course I did mention in the beginning year of 2018 that I wanted to do a sort of like comparison of the original and the remake of this It movie, and I wanted to read the book first before I went ahead and give out my honest opinion and some secrets and other spoilers that I wanted to bring up in a future video sometime. But anyway, I've rambled on long enough about that, but seriously, I absolutely love this book. This book is absolutely good. So if you are a huge fan of Stephen King, and if you especially love horror, I highly recommend you go ahead and read this book for yourself because it is actually really good. You'd be surprised. So to begin with some of the movies and the TV shows that I had a chance to watch, I had a chance to watch 2 movies. I also watched a couple animes, and I've watched 1 TV show in particular. So to begin with a couple of movies that I have seen, I have watched... So there was a movie I had a chance to watch with my grandfather and some of my folks actually, and that movie is of course known as, I'm looking down at my phone real fast, it's called Papillon? Something like that. It's with Charlie Hunnam that plays in that movie, which I thought was very surprising because I really love Charlie Hunnam. I think he's really good in all the movies and TV shows that he gets to play in. I think he is just a fantastic actor, and not to mention the most gorgeous man I've ever laid eyes on. Surprisingly, this movie was based on a true story. I highly recommend that you guys go ahead and give it a good watch because I honestly thought this was a really good movie. Another movie that I had a chance to watch was known as Slender Man. Now, I've never played the video game, but I have heard of a lot of creepy things about it. And the fact that it recently came out as a movie not that long ago. Let's see. One night I was just home by myself and I wanted to watch a movie, and lo and behold, I watched Slenderman because I wanted to watch the movie and give it a good watch to see what it was all about. I wouldn't say it's terrible, but I wouldn't say it's not that great either. I would feel like it's an okay movie. I mean, usually movies that are based off of video games do tend to be somewhat shitty anyway, and of course vice versa. But just watching that movie overall, I didn't think it was too bad. Like I said, it wasn't that great, but it wasn't that terrible either. But still, if you guys are interested in checking out that movie, I highly recommend that too. One TV show I had a chance to watch in particular was known as The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Now, I remember watching the cartoon a long time ago as a little girl called Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and that kind of gave me that sort of vibes, like, oh, you know, it's been remade into like a TV show or whatever. So I had a chance to... What is it, puppy? What is it? Come here. I wish you guys could see her. She's just so adorable. What is it, puppy? She is darling. But anyway, so I had a chance to watch that TV show and I thought it was really good. Definitely go check that out if you haven't already, because I think it is pretty good. So moving on to some of the animes that I've watched, and I've saved the best for last actually. So the TV show I had a chance, or excuse me, the anime I had a chance to watch the month of November was actually Attack on Titan. I've watched part 1 and of course part 2. I haven't seen seasons 2 yet, and I heard rumors that there was going to be a sort of season 3 coming out pretty soon, I guess you could say. I tried to watch it a couple years back and I never had a chance to like watch it again. For some weird reason I stopped watching it, I don't know why, but I guess I just got sidetracked and I wanted to focus on other things, I guess. I was in the middle of watching part 1 and I stopped randomly. But then finally this month, especially towards the end, I had a chance to rewatch Attack on Titan and I am absolutely in love with this anime so far. I'm actually looking forward to watching season 2 sometime pretty soon, and season 3 if that ever does come out in the near future. But seriously, really good anime, and I'm highly impressed with the animation and the style of it and this whole storyline overall. I'm just very impressed. So those were all of the movies, TV shows, and anime that I had a chance to watch this month. I haven't played a whole lot of video games, but I did play one in particular that I actually enjoyed very much. And this video game in particular, I know that everybody has like mixed reviews about and something that people are not a huge fan of, but I thought I would go ahead and point this out anyway. So the video game that I had a chance to watch, I had a chance to play during the month of November was, of course, Resident Evil 6. Now, like I said again, I know this video game in particular had a lot of mixed reviews. A lot of people actually didn't like it, which I can't really understand the reason why. Do leave it in the comments down below if you feel the same way, but playing this game overall, I didn't think it was too bad, honestly. It definitely reminded me so much of Resident Evil 5 because of the whole little quick time events and what have you, but and the fact that you get to play as like different characters and their whole entire roles and whatnot What's very unique about Resident Evil 6 is that there's like a couple characters that you play in this game, and they have their own little stories that they tend to go by, you know? So you get to play as Leon Kennedy, Chris Redfield, Jake, what's his face? Jake Mueller, that was his name, I think. And of course, you get to play as Ada Wong. Now, all of these characters have their own partners except for Ada Wong. And if you could ask me which one would be my favorite characters to play, mine is either between Leon Kennedy or Ada Wong. I think both of those characters are relatively good in my opinion. But overall, their stories were all very unique and different. It was almost like a little mini series kind of for each character, which I thought was very, very unique. And just the whole setup of the game overall. But anyway, so that has been my game that I have been playing this month. So if you guys played this game before, leave it in the comments down below. Tell me what you think of it overall. And yeah, really fun game. I highly recommend it if you're looking for another Resident Evil game to play. But honestly, I wanted to play Resident Evil 6 first before I went ahead and played Resident Evil 7. So there you have it. That has been the game that I've been playing this month. So to begin with some of the foods that I had a chance to try out and really did love actually. There was quite a few at the top of my list that I had a chance to try out. So to begin with something that I've tried out, there's a place in Houston called Jack's Burgers, I think it's called. I think it's just called Jack's, but I tried out their mushroom burger and I thought it was pretty decent. I actually really liked it, I'm not gonna lie. I tried out these Boca falafel ball things. I've tried out Boca in the past and some of their stuff is actually pretty good. And I seen the Boca falafel ball things and I wanted to give them a try. I had it with spaghetti one night and I thought it was pretty decent. I actually liked it. And as a matter of fact, I'll probably put it in as like a sort of gyro wrap sometime in the future, or gyro wrap, however you pronounce that. Or just like a vegan, meatless ball sandwich sometime in the future. I think that would be really good too. Another thing I also tried out in the past that I thought was relatively different, there's this burger brand called the Hillary Patties. They usually come in like a couple of these veggie patty sandwich things. And when I was in the store one time, I encountered the Hillary Patties apple vegan sausage patties, and surprisingly enough, when I bit into them, they didn't have like a sausage texture of them. It kind of had like the texture of bread almost, and it had like a little bit of seeds and everything else in it, which I'm not complaining. I actually thought it was really good, and honestly I find it to be a more healthier version compared to normal sausage, and I'm not complaining. I actually thought it was really good. And I seen that they also had their spicy vegan sausage patties, which I'm actually gonna try out next time actually. I've been getting into spicy foods lately and I've just been in love with that stuff so much. Just spicy food generally. I also had a chance to try out something new, and I've tried out different vegan alternative cream cheese brands before in the past, and this time I wanted to try out something a little bit new and something a little bit different to be a little bit more adventurous. I actually tried out the Go Veggie, a dairy-free alternative cream cheese, and I actually thought it was pretty good myself. It would be something I would recommend a non-vegan to try out, that's for sure. For Thanksgiving, I tried out the Gardine's vegan holiday roast, which I thought tasted absolutely amazing. I think out of all the ones that I've tried in the past so far, I would say that one would have to be my absolute favorite. It definitely reminded me of like turkey a little bit, and I thought it tasted so good. I liked the fact that it was very crispy on the outside, but somehow really soft on the inside, which is really what I like overall. The stuffing in it had wild rice and a little bit of cranberries in it, which I thought tasted really good. First time I've actually tried out wild rice, actually. Oh, I got to make some homemade vegan pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving this year. Everybody seemed to really love that one very much, which I was really happy and very surprised about. Everybody really loved that dessert. And I'm not gonna lie, long before I became vegan, I used to love pumpkin pies, and the fact that I decided to make my first pie this year, especially a vegan pie, I thought it was actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. And of course, last but definitely not least, I got to make my homemade veggie broth. And I've been using it as an alternative lately compared to like oils and vegan butters, which has been like a healthier option for me, to be honest. And usually if I want to be a little bit more healthier and stay away from like vegan butters and like salts and especially oils, I usually use either water or homemade vegetable broth. And it's getting windy outside, honestly, but anyway. So that has been my thing lately, instead of using oils or vegan butter or what have you. Pretty good, and I was actually impressed with how I made it too. The only thing I forgot to add into that vegetable broth was celery and a bit of miso paste, which probably would have been a little bit more better. But overall, for my first time, I'd say it's not too bad. I actually really enjoyed it, especially when making soups and whatnot. But anyway, so that has been some of the foods that I have actually had a chance to try out and really did love. So moving on to some of the songs that I've been absolutely loving. Now there was a couple of songs in particular, just two to be specific, that I've tried listening to that I thought was relatively new. The first song I wanted to bring up is actually a, how do you call it? The first band I wanted to bring up is actually a metal Swedish band, to be specific. And the band is called Sabaton. And I listened to one of their songs in the past, and I actually thought they were pretty good. So then, one of their songs that I actually did listen to in the past, especially sometime this month, was actually called, I think it's called Carolus Rux, I think. And it's like about a person in history from Sweden, which I thought was really interesting, and I thought it was pretty good to listen to, I'm not gonna lie. Along with their other music that I've also been loving too, so definitely very interesting. And finally, last artist that I have been listening to this month, or that month, but most definitely not least, is of course another band that I've listened to in the past called In Flames. And this song in particular is called Discover Me Like Emptiness, which is actually from the Masters of Horror TV show. That Masters of Horror album on iTunes, and unfortunately they don't have them anymore, which is pretty sad. Although at least I have Enjoy the Silence and Silhouette, one of them by Mudvayne and the other by It Dies Today. So I'm glad I have those at least. And I'm really glad that I found Discover Me Like Emptiness from like their different album. From one of their albums, but not necessarily from the Masters of Horror album, which I'm really sad about. I absolutely love In Flames. I think they're very awesome. I love them just as much as I love Mudvayne, to be honest. I absolutely think the lead singer's voice is pretty good, if I do say so myself. And there's just something about it that I actually find very catchy, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, those have been my songs for the whole entire month. So that is pretty much everything that I thought I would share with you guys for the whole entire month of November. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video overall. So if you did, be sure to sucker punch that like button down below. Comment down below as well. Let me know what has been your favorites for the whole entire month of November. Also, let me know what you did for Thanksgiving. And of course, if you guys are completely new to this channel, and if you haven't done so already, please do dedicate the time and effort to subscribe to my lovely channel, join my little army of darkness, and if you hit that notification button, you will be updated with brand new videos every single Friday. And if you guys are interested in following me outside of YouTube, all of my social medias will be listed in the description box right down below if you are indeed interested in checking them out yourself. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. Have a completely chill week, an awesome day or night, and I will talk to you all soon in the next video. So until then, stay completely dark and so fucking brutal and awesome, my friends. Take care. Bye for now.